Hello, Buddhas. I am mixing up the set a little bit, just finding different spots to film in different ways. Let me know what you think. I'm going to be changing it up a little bit and trying to keep the vibe going high. Now, today, what I'd like to talk about is a very specific instance of a manifestation. There's a furry right here. Hello, Butterscotch. An instance of a manifestation. Are you going to stay or are you going to go? Gonna stay, okay. Where I did something that I had no idea how I did. And I've been thinking about how I accomplished this, and I've been trying to study how I did it, but to be completely honest with all of you right now, I'm still not quite sure, but this is what happened. And no more key. I went for a walk. And I think walking is actually one of those things that is super underrated. Yeah, that sounds kind of lame, but walking, honest to God, go for walks. Anyway, so I was going for a walk, and on this walk, I was thinking to myself, as I do. Actually, what I'd like to do is listen to things and think at the same time. It kind of like takes my mind off and on the subject, but regardless. I was thinking about what would be great to have if I was camping. And I'm someone who enjoys camping, and I've been camping many times in my life. And I was thinking to myself, and we're back. I do these in one take, so I was just letting stuff finish making its beeping noises. Back on track here. What I was doing was thinking to myself and visualizing at the same time. And I think items pop into my head. It may not be the same for everyone, but that's kind of how I operate. I think about a tent, I see a tent. Seems pretty obvious, to me anyways. And so I was thinking about a list of things that would be fabulous to have while camping, and I was kind of orienting them like A, B, C, like what's the one thing that I couldn't live without if I was camping? Like obvious stuff comes to mind: tent, sleeping bag, fire starting equipment, food and stuff. The number one thing though in my mind was having a good knife, okay? Having a good tool. If I was stuck in a terrible situation, I would rather have a knife than a tent, because with a knife I could build a shelter, right? Like a knife would serve me longer down the road if something bad were to happen. So I was thinking to myself, having a knife while camping would be great. And then I forgot about what I had been thinking about and went on some other track of thought. But in the same walk, and I think this is what's important, it was in the same kind of state, the same cycle that I had initiated with this list, forgotten about, key point that I forgot what I was doing. I think that's extremely important. I forgot about the list. And I just felt inspired to walk somewhere that I hadn't walked before. Nothing that strange about that, honestly. I do it all the time. I go for walks and I try to do different loops and different things to amuse myself. Now, mind you, this was during the scare of 2020, the spring quarantine where there was not much else to do but walk, so I was very much in my element. And I stumbled across, by going around a corner that I don't normally take in an area that I don't normally go, a shiny little object on the ground. And I'm gonna get it out for you. It's actually right over here. I keep this in my bike bag on that boy. And this is a shiny new Leatherman. That, as far as I can tell, it doesn't even have a scratch on it. I've never actually used it myself, but it was laying on the ground in the middle of a field with no signs of any kind of human activity that could actually have placed it there. Now, objectively speaking, did someone lose it? Possibly. It's not my job to figure out how it showed up on the ground. But it is my job to recognize that it is 100%. I absolutely feel, without a shadow of a doubt, that this object in this three-dimensional world was a sign from my spirit guides. Because I had asked way earlier, like a month ahead, was like, hey, spirit, Show me a sign. And then I forgot about it. And then again, remember, I made a list of things that would be useful to have if I was in a survival situation, camping, etc. And the number one thing on the list was a good knife. Now there's a good knife on this, and there's more than just a knife to it. It's got pliers, it's got screwdrivers, it's a Leatherman. If you've ever know what a multi-tool is, these are as good as they get. And I still can't exactly describe what happened, but the feeling that I had when I saw that on the ground and I picked it up for the first time was like, are you kidding me? It's something that I'm familiar with. It's something that is obvious to me. And it's something that all I had to do in order to bring it into my life was relax and follow my feet. I had zero actual effort or input in here. And that's where I think a lot of these teachings come down to. I think it comes down to letting go, being in the moment, and using the power that we have to bring to us instead of constantly trying to go out and get. There's still a cat back there? No, he's licking his butt. Okay. And I'd just like to leave it on that because it's a fairly simple one. To summarize the process, initially I asked for some guidance. I asked for a sign, just very vaguely. And then I forgot that I had asked. And then I was making a list of useful things to have. And then I forgot about the list. And all of a sudden, unbeknownst to me for a particular reason, but just kind of being drawn in certain directions while walking, I got my manifestation. And that is a physical, real-life item that I cannot describe how it came to be. So, if you have any examples of how that has happened to you in the past, I would absolutely love to know, and sharing those things with people can literally change their lives. So let's get a comment down below if that is the case. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so that you can get all of my daily videos that are coming out at 9:45 every single day. And until then, peace.